Hello everyone and welcome to another video, and one that is going to be a little out of the ordinary for this channel. Today we are going to be taking a look at a very unique product from Biostar, the A10N-8800e Mini ITX motherboard. Now when Biostar asked me if I would like to review this item, I was puzzled as to what it was. A SoC is a system on chip motherboard, which means that the CPU or processor is already pre-soldered onto the motherboard. In this case, an AMD FX 8800p, which is one of AMD's previous generation mobile CPUs. A SoC tends to be put into an HTPC, which is a home theatre PC, so to be able to play movies and watch TV and may be able to do a little bit of light gaming here and there, but this is where this particular SoC is rather different, and here is why. The Biostar A10N-8800e supports up to 32GB of DDR4 at 2133 MHz overclocked, supports an M.2 key M16GB per second connector, supports USB 3.1 Gen 1 ports, has 2x SATA 3 connections, one PCIe 3.0x16 connector, one HDMI port, GB LAN port, and supports 4K video playback. But okay, the 4K playback can be done with even a potato, but the rest is kind of cool, right? However, this little thing does not come without its drawbacks. The CPU is not overclockable or upgradable, has integrated R7 graphics which can barely game in 720p, the CPU fan sounded like a high-pitched squeal every time I started up, and the BIOS is rather simple, although very easy to understand as the product is aimed at the basic PC users. But the gaming side, I wasn't too convinced. But it should turn into a fab emulator, right? But that's not what we want to see here in 2020. So after doing some research and watching the Toasty Bros and the Tech Testers videos and a few others on the A10N-8800e, I decided I wanted to take a different route. The old FX chip held even back the GTX 1650 for the Toasty Bros, so I opted for the MSI GTX 750 Ti, and the M.2 port only supports Gen 3 x 2, so is restricted to around 2000 megabits per second, so using an NVMe SSD over a SATA SSD is pretty pointless, and I had none available to use, so I used my trusty Kingston A200, which is still much faster than any other hard drive. I also used Patriot Signature 2666 MHz DDR4 RAM, and I also swapped the CPU fan out for a silent one I found on Amazon to save my ears from bleeding. The rest of the parts are neither here or there, but was a budget air-cooled case with a 500W PSU, so altogether the total cost of this setup, if you were to go and buy it, would be around the £300 mark, but is subject to change, and you could always choose a lower PSU and a different case or even more storage if you wanted to. So let's see how it performs. hope you're as surprised at what I am. I think I definitely made the right choice with this 750 Ti, that's for sure. So for £100, this motherboard combo is a little expensive, given you can get a Ryzen 3 1200 and a B350 Micro ATX motherboard for under £100 and get much more performance. However, that is on a much larger form factor. Well, if you're into HTPCs or small form factor PC builds with outstanding power efficiency and emulation gaming, then this little awesome package may be for you. But if you want a small form factor PC with a discrete GPU on a budget, then this is a good option and has been great fun to work with. So what are your thoughts on this A10N-8800E? Love to read your thoughts and opinions as always. So if you like this video, hit like. If you loved it, subscribe, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.